Good morning, students. Again, we'll continue our geography second lesson, that is forest and wildlife resources. Today, we'll read about types and distribution of forest and wildlife resources. Before we continue our today's topic, you can see here a newspaper clipping, a newspaper cutting is there in this above page, and you can see Gharial on the brink, and even you can see birds death blame on dirty Yamuna. These are the certain headings, quotations are given. Now, what do you mean? The reason behind them. What is the main reason behind them? Why are these species are in endangered situation? Students, you know very well that there may be a serious cause for this, that is pollution. The pollution of river Yamuna in Delhi has made it a dirty than ever, and it is difficult for the aquatic life to survive in that, and the birds who are depending on that, like aquatic birds and all, they are losing their life. Similarly, gharials are also on the brink means reducing their number. The reason for that, the natural habitat in which they were living and were growing, now they are losing. So, if we don't conserve our forest and wildlife resources, the remaining species of plants and animals also may be endangered or may extinct from this planet. So, students, let us continue our today's topic. You know, it is very difficult to conserve the vast and wildlife resources, vast forest area and wildlife resources of our country, because it is spread over in thousands of square kilometer in different region and in different geographical feature. So, to have a proper supervision over them, the government of India has classified these forests on various categories. So, let us learn about the various categories of forest. The first and the foremost is reserved forest. You know, out of total forest coverage area in our country, more than half of the total forest land has been declared as a reserved forest. The entry of any human activity is completely prohibited in this region. This is mainly to conserve forest and wildlife resources. Second one is protected forest. Almost one third of the total forest area is protected forest, because these forest land are protected from any further depletion, so that in near future they should not reduce their number. And the third one is unclassed forest. These forests are wasteland belonging to government, even maybe private individuals, sometimes various communities also own. You know, reserved and protected forests are also referred as a permanent forest. They cannot be changed unless and until there is any very urgent need and cause. Almost it has not to be disturbed. You know, Madhya Pradesh has the largest area under permanent forest coverage in our country. About 75% of forest area are in the states of Jammu and Kashmir, Andhra Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, West Bengal, Maharashtra, etc. In this area, you find the protected forest. Whereas reserved forest, if you want to know, you find in the states like Bihar, Haryana, Rajasthan, Odisha, Himachal Pradesh. In this region, we find the reserve forest. Just now I told you Madhya Pradesh is the state which is having the largest forest coverage. Similarly, Haryana is the state in India which is having the least forest coverage. Now, apart from this, we talk about just now about community and conservation. It is not only the government is taking the conservation of this forest method, various method for conservation, various communities are also taking the responsibilities, coming forward, taking initiative to protect this forest. Conservation strategies are not new in our country. We often ignore that in India, forests are also home to some of the traditional communities. If you see, most of the tribals, they live in forest area. Forests are the natural home for them. So, if you take one example, in Sariska Tiger Reserve, that is in Rajasthan, villagers have fought against mining through the Forest Wildlife Protection Act. They have fought against the illegal mining, or you can say they are not allowing the mining in that Sariska Tiger Reserve area. Villagers themselves are protecting habitat and rejecting government involvement in this area. The villages of Alwar district have declared around 1200 hectares of forest as Bhairav Dev Dakho Sanctuary. In this area, they have made their own rules and regulation. Apart from the government rules and regulation, they have made their own rules and regulation, and they have totally banned hunting and any illegal activity against the forest and wildlife. Like, if you see, nature worship is an age old tribal belief. We know that India is a country of various language, religion, belief, tradition, culture, and each and everyone have freedom to practice their own culture and tradition, to worship their own religion. And we all know that India is the only country where not only God and goddesses are worshipped, even we worship the animals, trees, mountains, and so many things. Certain societies reserve particular trees which they may preserve as sacred one. They may preserve these trees as sacred one, and they pray on certain occasions, like the Mundas and the Santhal of Chota Nagpur region. These are the tribal group, Mundas and Santhals of Chota Nagpur region. That is, this region mostly comes under Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, and northern part of Odisha. Mostly Jharkhand and Chhattisgarh area comes under Chota Nagpur region. Here they worship Mahua and Kadamba tree. These two trees are worshipped by the Chota Nagpur tribal groups. Similarly, the tribals of Odisha and Bihar worship tamarind and mango trees during weddings, during marriages, weddings, and all. The tribal people of Bihar and Odisha, they worship tamarind and mango trees. And for many of us, we may be seeing in our daily life on certain festivals, occasions, and all, we see people worshipping people, banyan tree, etc. These are considered as a sacred trees of our country. Sacred qualities are often seen in our country. Even people worship mountain peaks, plants and animals, because human beings are closely associated with all these living things, with nature, we can say. We have been closely related or dependent on nature. That is why we have made them as a part of our daily life. So it has become very necessary to protect this forest and wildlife. In your previous class or in your lower class of 7th and 8th, you might have heard about various moments regarding the protection of forest and wildlife. One of the famous moment is Chipko movement. This was started in Uttarakhand in the Himalayan region, and the famous name behind this movement is Sundarlal Bahuguna, the person who played major role in the Chipko movement. Here the people of Uttarakhand, they were against the illegal cutting of trees. They used to hug these trees and not allowed to cut the tree. That's why this movement got the name as Chipko movement. Another movement spread among the farmers and citizens like Beej Bachao Andolan in Tehri, that is also in Uttarakhand only. So these are the various moments which are organized by the local peoples in order to protect the forest. If we are protecting our forest, we are protecting our wildlife because they are their natural habitat of this wildlife. In India, Joint Forest Management Program furnished a good example for involving local communities in management and restoration and protecting the forest. Joint forest management. We know very well that more than the government officials and all, the local people who are living in that forest or near villages nearby that forest, they know very well about the forest and what activities are going in that forest. So the government takes help of these people in protecting those forests, and in return these people get certain things from this forest, like they can collect firewood, they collect fodder for their animals, they collect dry leaves and all. So they are also beneficial. At the same time, forest is being protected by the local tribal peoples. So this was the concept of the forest and wildlife, why we need to protect. Now students, you can see there is an exercise of this lesson. There are few question answers and match the following. You need to complete this because this lesson is very important for as periodic exam point of view. This lesson is not included in the board exam, but it is included in the periodic test. So go through the lesson, and after going to the lesson, please do the exercise. That's all. We'll continue tomorrow.